G'day viewers, welcome to another episode of Fishing Life. My name's Bill Hartshorn and this weekend we are here for the final qualifying round of the 2009 Hummingbird Vic Bream Classic Series. We've got 42 teams set to battle it out this weekend. It's their last chance to try and qualify for our grand final in October, and you can guarantee all these guys will be busting their backside to try and make it in that top 10. But it's going to be a really exciting tussle and we're going to bring you all the action. We start day one's coverage with Team Daiwa's Mark Jerkovic and Nick Murrell. You can see by the look on Nick's face, he's extremely excited about the tournament this weekend. The beauty about the Hopkins River is it's an extremely small system. The boys won't have to travel too far before they can put the Minn Kota electric in the water and start working towards getting 5 brim on lure, fly or soft plastics.
Even though the Hopkins is quite a small river, it's virtually fishable, every square inch of it. There's not too many sort of areas that you can't pull a fish off. Well, actually, Muzz, I think we will need that net.
Looks like Jerker's hooked up to a decent brim here. This could be the perfect start for Team Daiwa.
Oh, come here, fish.
Jerker wants to look after that rod he's got because he doesn't want to break it, as it doesn't look like he's got enough rods on board to see the day out.
Oh, come here. Here he comes, Muzz. Oh,
Come here.
now that's a nice start.
That's a fantastic start.
That fish hit that as I was winding in for the next cast, which is very, very unusual at this time of the year. Quite often they take it on the drop or pick it up off the bottom. That's why I sort of called it for a salmon at the start. But yeah, look, that's quite a nice fish for the start. So I suppose we should sort of go back over that little area. Although, as I said, that seems to be the problem here. You'll catch one or maybe two and think, right, cracked the pattern, found a spot, and then just nothing. You know, it sort of seems to be better just to keep wandering along. But on a comp, that doesn't tend to work as well because there's 40 other boats, so it's a bit hard to find the fresh spots. But at least, Muzz,
Hey,
we're out of the donut factory.
that's right.
At 25 past 7.
Oh, I'm on.
On?
Not sure. It's swimming this way.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen once it feels the
Put a
resistance.
cast in there.
I'm not quite sure whether he's size or not.
I'll give you help. We had a bit of in the Nelson comp a couple of times. You know, one would hook up and throw a vibe in
Perch.
a similar spot. The great tease, the estuary perch.
Perch. Unfortunately,
Yes.
not a brim.
Yeah, the vibing technique, it's not rocket science. Throw it out, let it hit the bottom, get a little twitch, let it sit back down again. It's actually a perfect wind for it today. I sort of like to let the boat just sort of drift with the wind or the current. Sort of more take up the line as you work towards the vibe rather than sort of pulling it towards you. Now's the time when you want to get hit.
Come on.
But it grabbed muzzers, but that's okay. Good
It
fish.
feels
Feels
like
alright.
it could be a good fish. I don't want to make any calls because we have a guest on board this morning, but fingers crossed
Do you want me
it's
to try and hit the same area, or do you want me
brim and it. Oh, it's made a swirl there.
to...
Oh, it's not a perch, is it?
It's a mullet through the...
Oh, jeez.
Now there's something you don't see every day, folks.
That's unfortunate.
That would have felt alright too.
This is the third fish I've caught this morning and the second foul hooked. Yellow eye mullet. Not the target species.
No, we're covering them all. We've got the whole bank to ourselves. If you had said that to us in the morning, that we're going to have the whole bank to ourselves, we'd be pretty happy. However, it It's not perhaps producing like we'd like it to, but as I said, I'd rather have one in the well than 5 undersized fish that I have to throw back. But yeah, it just goes to show how things can change in a very short period of time. You know, there's been a couple of banks that had been producing the fish. This was one of them, and one bream so far. Very tap.
Oh, that got picked up off the bottom. Oh, come on.
Yes.
Yeah, come on. Yep, bring it on. It's pretty much here.
Right.
It's pretty much here.
Pretty much right here.
Yeah.
Pretty much running over the top of it.
Yep. Oh, look, I don't know. I don't want to make any calls, but similar size to the one before. What do you want the measure? He's going to go well under. 25.
Not even in the olden days.
No. Now, I'm still wading through all the rubbish, Mark, so any time now, you're more than welcome to catch a size fish.
Yeah, I'm just focusing my energies on those larger ones.
Oh,
That just looks better.
oh. Oh, it might be foul hooked. Oh, what is it?
What is it?
Flounder, is it?
Oh, you are kidding me. Well, I've seen everything now.
Talk about wading.
I have seen absolutely everything.
Wading through the trash.
That is the first flounder I've seen caught in the Hopkins in probably 30 years of Hopkins fishing. And once again, through the date by Date Master Marl.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to inform the viewers at home and remind Team Daiwa that this is a southern black bream fishing tournament. We're after black bream, not mullet, perch or flounder.
Jeez, that's unfortunate. Well, I picked it for foul hooked anyway.
Yeah, it was that dead weight feeling, was it?
So far this morning we've caught estuary perch, mullet, yellow eye mullet, flounder, which is a first in the Hopkins system, for me anyway, and fortunately black bream. So as Mark settles, we've got to tick off the list is an Australian salmon, mulloway, and anything else you think, Mark?
Yellow belly?
Yellow belly, upper reaches. Often some good yellow belly caught in here, so as on a social day we'd be getting great enjoyment out of that and having a laugh and a chuckle. Today it's,
Still getting a laugh out of it.
well, not so funny.
Oh, I'm on.
Oh, Nick has hooked up again. This could be the fish they're looking for. It looks like it's playing up a bit and hopefully it's a nice bream to go in the well.
Don't hear drag.
No,
No.
just swing beside the boat. Oh,
Maybe.
oh.
Do you want me to?
I don't know, well it's going against the
Yeah.
current of the
Yeah,
boat.
just tell me if you want me to wait the wetting on backwards. We don't know.
Oh,
there we go.
You're kidding. Here we go. One of the ones we mentioned before. Australian salmon.
Wouldn't that make a good kingy livey?
Perfect live bait for about 6 months' time. Today, we'll let him go. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Warrnambool Holiday Park is where we always stay when we visit the Hopkins River. The park can cater for a number of different people, whether it's just a single couple who want to go away for the weekend or you want to take the family. You've got the option of the swimming pool, you've got private parking, and also one of the important things for me is you've got secure parking for your boat. Make sure you check out Warrnambool Holiday Park next time you're in Warrnambool or visit their website at www.whpark.com.au. As we leave Mark Jerkovich and Nick Seafood Platter Murrell from Team Daiwa, we head up the Hopkins River to have a look at how some of the other teams are faring. Well, I just couldn't resist, viewers. We were just heading up the river and coming past Team Ripping Lips boat. I hooked up to their third fish. They didn't do it in style. There was a bit of carry on and they thought, you know, they'll put the mink coater in shot and tangle it around. But the good thing is they managed to land it. Now, mate, that was the third fish.
Third fish, mate, 33 fork. Mate, it's one fish we really needed. The other two fish are not bad either, so...
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you might hear the wind. The boys have got an ingenious little way of keeping the boat on the flats here. They're just digging the $25,000 E-Tech motor straight into the mud and it's holding him up. It's working well.
It's working great, mate, and the idea of that is so we don't spook the fish. You know, and we're able to get, you know, 7 or 8 casts, just pepper that area and then just lift the motor up, just move down another 10 metres and do the same thing again.
Nice. That's good. So all those people out there that polish their motors on the weekends, they're just jamming it into the mud. There you go. Well, viewers, we've been pulled over by Team Lowrance. They've come past and told us that they think they may have already secured halfway through day one the Eco Gear Big Brim. Phil and Daniel, they've popped over. Tell me about it, Phil. What is this fish that you think you've got?
We think it's going to run near, well, close to 2 kilos. I haven't measured it yet, but it'd have to be 44, 5, 6, something like that. It's a bumper.
And who caught it?
Oh, the young fella, of course.
The young fella, he's come through with the goods. So what'd you catch it on, mate?
Just a black vibe, just worked it on the flats, picked it up and off it went.
Well, stay tuned, guys, because you don't want to go away when that brim pulls the scales down, because I think we might see a Vic Brim Eco Gear Big Brim record coming your way very soon. We'll let you get back to finishing that bag off. Thanks, guys. The boats headed in for day one's weigh-in. Some great bags were brought to the scales, but there was one fish in particular that no one expected the Hopkins River could produce.
I was definitely nervous waiting. We saw the guys go up and 1.47 I think was the biggest fish previously, and that was a pretty solid fish. Mine wasn't really much bigger. I walked up to Bill and handed it to him, and the crowd sort of gave a bit of a cheer, and Bill had a big smile on his face, and he took the brim out, put it in the tank, put the fish on the scales. The scales are going between 1.98, 1.99, 2 kilos. I wasn't sure which way it was going to go. Then it stopped on 2 kilos. I was just stoked. I knew the previous record was 1.99 kilos, the Australian tournament record, and to break that is amazing. To break an Australian record in Warrnambool, a little system like this, it's unbelievable.
The new Eco Gear Big Brim and the new record Vic Bream Classics Eco Gear Big Brim is 2 kilos. That is huge. Yeah. So for anyone that's not familiar with brim fishing, you might be just here for the day. A fish like that, because brim are slow growing, a fish like that could be anywhere in excess of 30 years old. So it just goes to show why it's so important to let these guys go. And catch and release fishing, is, especially for brim, is something that we really think is extremely important.
Well, here we are, viewers. It's the end of day one of the Hooked on Rods and Reels Bream Classic. I'm standing with Team Mako, who are the leaders after day one. They weighed in 5 fish for 4.14 kilos. It's been an awesome day. There wasn't a huge amount of fish, but the highlight had to be the 2 kilo Eco Gear Big Brim, which is an Australian record that Team Lowrance weighed in. But back to you guys. Tim, how did you go, mate? You'd be pretty happy leading the field?
Yeah, very happy, Bill. Good day. We sort of were a little bit anxious in terms of how we might fare today, but Frank got us started with a couple of fish early, and we clicked into gear and away we went.
Today I want to talk to you about probably one of the most important pieces of equipment that you're going to purchase, whether you're fishing, boating, camping or just touring around Australia, and that is your battery. People spend big money on boats, motors, sounders, they're fridge freezers, and they're huge four-wheel drives, and a lot of people skimp on the most important thing, and that's the battery. The reason why, if your battery is not good quality, all those expensive pieces of equipment just won't work.
What you have in the marine industry is 3 different types of batteries. You have your starting battery, and you have your dual purpose, which looks like your starting battery, but it fits both purposes, does starting and some low cycling. You have your deep cycle batteries in your conventional flooded style, like the Trojan. The good old Trojan, been around for 80 years, proven and very reliable. And then you have the new AGM and gel style batteries, which a lot of people are going towards for maintenance-free applications. So what you don't want to do is put your starting battery on your trolling motor or your fridge or any of your heavy-duty cyclic things, because that will run out in no time. You want to run those 2 batteries there on your cycling.
If you're really interested now to go out and turf those dodgy cheap batteries out of your boats and cars right now, and you want to improve your batteries, you want to talk to Alco Battery Sales, log on to their website www.alcobatterysales.com.au. You can request a free maintenance kit the guys can send you out so you can learn a little bit more about batteries, because for someone stupid like me who had no idea about batteries, I knew they were good but I didn't know why. I've learned an absolute truckload by going through this stuff. So make sure you jump onto their website, and it'll keep you on the water longer and you'll have a lot less hassles. Anglers awoke on day 2 to absolutely atrocious conditions. Rain, hail, thunder, lightning, you name it, Warrnambool was dishing it up. It was going to be extremely interesting to see what this weather change would do to some of the team's confidence. Well, as you can see, guys, Warrnambool has turned on an absolutely beautiful day. The rain is bucketing down. We've actually had to postpone the start for an hour. The guys have actually gone out at 8 o'clock today because we've got like 40 knot winds, but the more important thing was we had an electrical storm this morning, and there's no way known that I'm going to send the guys out there if there's lightning. It's too dangerous. My cameraman said, I've got to show the viewers how wet it is, so he sent me out here, and but every single angler's out there, they're fishing. That's how keen they are. I'm sure they'd be freezing and wet, but as soon as they hook a good brim, that all changes. I'm not fishing, so I've got nothing to get my mind off the fact that I'm wet and freezing, and thanks to my cameraman, probably getting pneumonia. Well, here we are on day 2 with Team Mako's Tim and Frank. The weather overnight has changed their honey hole considerably. The water has dirtied up. It's making it very difficult for those guys to see the snags they were casting at yesterday.
Yes.
Oh, Frankie. Good man.
He's only small.
He's not big. Nah. You want the ruler?
No, I don't think it'd be needed.
He's my man.
Now you can see the challenge that's in front of Team Mako today. They're fishing very close to structure. With that dirty water, it is very difficult for them to see rocks and other obstacles underneath the boat.
Now that cast deserves a fish. Put it right in front of that log, just over that rock. Ooh, had a hit then.
After persevering through those snags, it looks like Tim has managed to hook a brim, and this one hopefully will be legal for their first for day 2.
He's lively, little bugger. No, don't think so.
Well, maybe. Roll him out.
Oh! He's 29 at 7.5. Ouch.
You got that?
Yeah, we're out.
That's where they are, though. They're in amongst those rocks.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's worth hanging around getting snagged for.
I can't go too far in there. I think that looks a bit,
That's all right.
bit
Just go
narky.
right. If you go right,
I'll flick it out now. Oh. The old electric's taking a bit of a pounding today. So I bounced that off 2 rocks. Just felt it come over 2 rocks, and then bang on the 3rd, I get stuck. Yeah, we are persevering with the snags and the rocks because that's where we got them yesterday. And
After time and time again, Team Mako kept hitting those rocks, hitting the electric and snagging up. It was time to call that honey hole quits and try and find something else that could potentially keep them in the top 10 or even give them a chance of holding on to that lead. Well, we're here with the runners-up of the Club Marine Team of the Year. This is Brad Hodges from Team Smack That. You tried pretty hard, mate, but it just wasn't your weekend, and coupled with that, Warren Carter had a great one.
Yeah, he certainly did. He very much deserved the Team of the Year. We really struggled. We only got out about 1 fish a day and really didn't find too many other fish than that. So he got 9 out of 10. He deserves it.
For Team Mako, with only 2 fish for 1.04 kilos on day 2, they fell from 1st position to 5th with 7 fish for 5.18 kilos. For the weekend was Team Rip and Lips, Warren Carter and Craig Sr., who were the Hooked on Rods and Reels Bream Classic champions. They also took out the Club Marine Team of the Year with 9 fish for 7.32 kilos. Well, as Warrnambool's turning it on for us, it's an absolutely beautiful afternoon. I might get the bikini on myself. Now it's all turned to the grand final in October, and before we get blown off this little grassy knoll here, mate, you'd be pretty confident going in with your form.
Yeah, no, very confident going into Gippsland. Hopefully we get weather similar to this. Probably not quite so windy, but still want it fairly windy.
Fantastic, mate. Well, look, congratulations to these guys again. They've done fantastically, and it's the end of another Vic Bream TV episode. Stay tuned for our grand final, which is next on the agenda at Meetung. From sunny Warrnambool here on the Hopkins River, I'm Bill Hartshorn, and we'll see you soon. The team at Fishing Life use only the best quality products, including Eco-Gear lures, Japanese technology made for Australian conditions, Trojan deep cycle batteries, Engel fridge freezers and generators, Flow-Right live oil systems, Daiwa rods and reels, Minn Kota electric motors and Humminbird high definition sounders and GPS units. To find out more about these quality products, log on to www.vicbreamclassics.com.au.